Okay, that was a clickbait title. I'm sorry about that, but I haven't used the phrase garbage nuggets in a long time, so I wanted to showcase my talent for having knowledge of phrases like that. HSR 4.0 isn't completely terrible because everyone, it's all good, right? There's an Umaamus collab on the way. I know. We've all been waiting for this. I've been asking for this for so long. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with me, but I've been wanting an Umaamus collab.
What?
Look at this cute picture. Well, you know what? These devs may be smarter than I thought because they just bought themselves some more time to bait people into playing the game for about another year, wanting this collab, and it'll just be disappointing again, like the fake collab was, right? Well, I'm pretty sure that the wait was even longer for the fake collab, so I may just be lowballing that. But it's funny how HSR can pull off tactics like this just to not put any effort into the game, because I do wholeheartedly believe that HSR is the laziest Hoyo product, and yes, even lazier than Genshin Impact. Not only are they going to be able to get people to wait specifically for this horse collab, they will also spend a ton of money on this just because the horse girls are popular and they're within the same sort of game genre. I'm pretty sure people play both of these games because they're both AFKable. I know I talk a lot of shit about Arknights, but HSR has arguably less amount of care put into it than Arknights. It's been like this for a long time, but even though they had to rush out this update, it still looks bad for a $1 billion company making a region that looks like this. And then of course, right, I wouldn't even have an issue with this game putting literally zero effort into everything they do if there wasn't so many spending events in such a short period of time. Matter of fact, editor, go ahead and show our audience what their money went to if they spent quite a bit of money on these events. So if you're bored right now, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. This is what a $1 billion company gave you for a 4.0 patch. So it is what it is, right? It looks like they used clip art for this. I could probably make something better when I was 9 years old and just learning how to use clip art in a class that I never paid attention in. And by the way, there is a reason why creators are constantly leaving the Honkai Star Rail scene. The game looks like it'll never get better. There is so many creators scared to criticize the game, maybe because they'll think they'll get attacked by the community, or they just want to bootleg Hoyo, or even worse, they may just think there is nothing wrong with HSR. Like the only big creator I can even think of that criticizes HSR is Kekvin, and he still gets a ton of backlash every time he does it. But you could probably think of some creators that fit the description to where their career would be cooked if they criticize the game. And I guess I do kind of understand from their perspective that they wouldn't want the career that they built over multiple years to be gone skis overnight, just like that. But come on, it feels like everything in this game has an excuse to spend money attached to it, especially the spending events. And then I already know what people are gonna say. Oh, but didn't Wuthering Waves have a spending event? Well, first of all, for those people, I haven't even talked about Wuthering Waves in the longest time. So it's crazy that people still bring it up because they're so programmed to just give pushback every time WUA creators are talking bad about their game. And second of all, I don't like spending events at all. So yes, Wuthering Waves having a spending event is also dog shit. So anyways, back to the topic. HSR has had multiple spending events in 1 year, and they actually got even worse over time the more events they released. The same people saying that Wuthering Waves had a super predatory spending event were probably the same people that were spending hundreds of dollars on the HSR spending events. So can we all just come together and get rid of this garbage practice in gacha games known as the spending event? So we have all of these spending events, and you still already know there is going to be hardcore power creep in this region where they will try to force you to get copies of characters, maybe an E2, right? And especially their light cone. Yeah, it's awesome that there are free characters being given away, But like I always say, they have to do that. They have no choice, because otherwise the game would be even more unplayable for free-to-plays than it already is. And another thing that people don't realize is that quote-unquote grifting, which is the term people use for criticism apparently in the gacha space, when people don't realize in the gacha space, it's actually negative to people's careers to grift, or in this case, just simply criticize the game, and glazing will get you so much further. But I don't want to sit up here and do that, because that would be so boring, and I don't want to promote people spending money on this game when people spend hundreds of dollars over the years and they look back on it and realize, oh hey, I actually regret doing all of that, and I could have saved up for a car right now if I wasn't worrying about getting hurt as E6 because she's going to be irrelevant in a couple of months. And I actually have a gambling addiction attached to a game where they are using PNGs in their world design. Like, look, if you want a free game, literally just get on the mic, throw up some gameplay in the background, and gargle this game for 10 minutes, and you will be successful if you are the slightest bit entertaining. It's actually insane. And in even some cases, you don't even have to be entertaining. Just because you're sitting there like, oh, well, oh my gosh, this is the greatest update ever. 4.0 is crazy. OMG, Yao Guang is so beautiful. If you're just sitting up here and saying all of that and just ignoring, oh yeah, by the way, this is one of the laziest world designs in HSR history, if not the laziest. Oh yeah, let me just ignore the fact that Elation is hardcore power creep again, and it is literally a 1-to-1 copy of Remembrance, but probably gonna be worse. I promise you, you will be more successful than I am. So hey, I just gave you free advice, free of charge. I promise. There's no... Look, actually, if you do want to thank me for the free advice, you could subscribe. Like, of course, you could do that. That's free advice I just gave you. But people really just want to be justified in their decisions, and they don't want to be told that they're wrong about something. And I'm not even necessarily saying you're wrong about anything, but they don't want to feel like they are wrong. And when you criticize something that people love, they feel like you are telling them that they are wrong. But I am simply telling you that these devs would literally use you as a footstool. Yes, the goal of a game is to make a profit, but in order to do that, the game actually has to have some sort of quality attached to it. But HSR has been losing that magic for a while now, and you can actually just see it in plain sight now. They're not even hiding it. But apparently I'm the bad guy for pulling up the fact that they are clearly making a ridiculous amount of money, but where is it going? Because it's clearly not going back into the actual product. Look at it. At the end of the day, not that many people even watch HSR, especially on Twitch. The point of grifting is to get views. So if I was really trying that hard to grift, I would be making all Genshin videos pretty much like I used to. But honestly, that got kind of boring. I might make another one in the future, but yeah, making videos on HSR to grift is actually stupid because it doesn't get any views anyway. It's just annoying to me that this game literally has the best character designs in gacha, and the actual game itself is almost unplayable because of how little effort the devs put into it. And it seems like not that many people really notice because they're used to playing games like this. So like I always say, if you love this game, then don't let me tell you to stop playing it. I really don't care whether or not you play the game or you love it or hate it. It's fine either way. It really is. I'm just telling you that this company is lazy as fuck. So one thing I do want to address is that if you've been following me for a long time now, you've probably noticed that I don't edit my videos as much as I used to back in the day. And pretty much the main reason as to why I don't anymore is because I don't really want to attract a really young audience. And after watching some of those older videos, the hyper editing can be a little unwatchable sometimes for an adult, which is the type of audience that I want. There's nothing wrong with kids or anything. That's not what I'm saying. And if you are a kid watching this, that's fine. It's whatever. I used to watch adults online when I was a kid. I think all kids do it at some point, but kids are very impressionable and easily persuaded. And I would know that since I was a kid who was very easily persuaded to believe anything that some random disembodied voices were saying on the internet. Not to the point where I would go out and do something physically, but I don't want some kid going around repeating some of the shit I say, because I don't want to be a role model for someone young like that. But if they can find laughs in the content that I make, then that's cool. But I don't want them going around disrespecting people on the internet because of the things I say, because there's already enough toxicity in the gacha space. And if you're going to argue that I contribute to it by saying your favorite game is not that good, then that's ignorant. But it is what it is. Plus, on top of all that, sitting here taking an entire day or even 2 days to edit a video is just ridiculous, when I'm sure a ton of people probably don't even care about all that extra editing, and they just want to hear what I have to say about the topic or what I'm talking about. Also, if you did notice, I did upload consistently for a while there, but that's because Arknights had just come out, and a lot of times the gacha space is really dry and there's nothing to talk about. And I'm not going to sit here and force myself to talk about something when I don't even feel like it, because I don't even want to listen to that shit. So I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want me to talk about some random garbage like, oh, what's the proper Yao Guang team, or what's the proper Amiath rotation? Like, who cares? Just go watch someone who knows what they're talking about for that. Come on. And then all this drama that's been going on has been kind of taking up a lot of the general discussion. And I'm sure you wouldn't want to see me make like 10 videos in a row about that, but I might make another one because there's still so much going on. So I don't know, maybe let me know if you want to see another one of those. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this far. If you have, you look cute today. Peace.